Hi, friends. Happy Monday. In the past 2 weeks, I have read a lot and I have categorized everything into three piles. My, I really enjoyed this. That was so so. And I didn't like this pile. And with that, let's get talking about everything that I read. And I think we should start with the ones that I really did not enjoy and then work our way up to the, in my eyes, better for me series. And we'll start with my least favorite of the week, which was or of the past 2 weeks, which was this one called To Sir Without Divorce. To Sir Without Love, I'm Divorcing You. This one was a library borrow, thankfully. A quick summary of this one. This one follows our young noblewoman. She's a daughter of a viscount who is kind of forcibly married to this soldier, this man you can see on the cover here. But she's married to him, and he leaves for war. So during their wedding, he's just not there. And because they're married now, even though he wasn't there, I don't know how that works, she has to move into his family's house. So for years, literal years, she lives with her stranger of a husband's, his father, mother, and sister. So she is just living with her new family. And she is so competent. She really quickly earns the respect and love of all of his family. And she convinces her father in law, the male lead's father, like, hey, like, could you endorse me getting a divorce for your son? I've never met him. He surely doesn't want to be married to me. Like, please. And the father, having grown to love her and respect her, says, you know what? Sure. So she sends a letter to her mystery husband, who she has never even gotten a letter from. She sent him letters over the years, and he hasn't replied to one of them. Just no contact at all. She sends him another letter saying, like, hey, husband, let's get divorced. Like, clearly you don't really like me if you haven't responded to any of my letters and never came to say hi. Let's just get divorced. But turns out when she was in high school or whatever their schooling, there were rumors about her being rather promiscuous. They weren't true, but they were rumors. And our very, very dumb male lead heard the rumors and instantly believed them and is very much insulted that a woman who would, before they knew each other, sleep with other men, want to divorce him. How dare she sleep with other men and not want to be married to me? No correlation, but okay. So he comes back to the house with no announcement, enters the room she's sleeping in, and just like watches her sleep. Real creepy. And she wakes up and is like, oh, husband, hello. Kind of a weird first greeting. And he's very insulted by her, but he gives her a preposition, which is if we sleep together for a month and you do not get pregnant, I will grant you the divorce. And our very, very smart, calculating, good at business female lead goes, okay, sure. And it's stated in his mind, like we see his narrative. He's planning on humiliating her through sleeping with her. Literally, he says, this will give me a chance to humiliate her. How can somebody sleep with other men and not want to be married to me? Preposterous. And I found that to be like crossing so many boundaries. He has every red flag. I do not like him. How is she depicted to be a smart and capable character and then accepting that? I could not get past it. And then also when he said, I'll give you a month, let's try for a baby, I thought it would involve him, like, if he's gonna humiliate her, maybe he'll like try and make her fall in love with him. And then when she does, he'll leave her or like something. No romance. There was no romance, no pretend emotions, no nothing. She's clearly never slept with anybody. Like it was clear the rumors were rumors from the start. And he's like, "Oh, was my wife's really a virgin? No, the rumors have to be true." And then it's just I really didn't like it. I really, really didn't like it. And usually when I read something I don't like, I can find something good about it. Or I'll say, like, if you like XYZ, you'll like this. It's not for me, but maybe it's for you. But this one's only for people who don't mind women getting humiliated, I guess, in a weird sense. Because I don't know. And I feel really bad about how much I disliked it, but I really did not like this one. I'm just glad it was a library borrow. Moving on now, my next read is this one called No Longer Allowed in Another World. I borrowed this one from the library because I thought the premise was funny. It follows a rather famous author as he tries to end his life. And just as he's about to be successful, he gets hit by a truck and is transported to another world. And in that world, he is still depressed and still wants to end his life, but he is a superhero or the hero of the new world. He's tasked with saving the world, but he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to pass on to the next life of like rest, not his next life of slaying dragons, you know? And I thought the premise sounded funny, so I borrowed it. But I don't know, the every other word he says is heh. And it got really old, like three dialogue bubbles in. I could not stand it. It's also very much a reverse harem. There is like shots of characters' underwear. There's like beautiful women who fall in love with him for no reason. And I understand it's a comedy, it's like a mockery of isekai series. I get that. The humor just did not land for me. But if you like isekai series a lot, you might like that one. See, it's not for me, but it could be for you. My next read that I did not love was Blue Flag. This one was pretty disappointing because I really did think I was going to love it. This series follows complicated teenage emotions. So we have our male lead here. I'm going to say male lead and female lead, but I really don't know who the leads are going to be in the end. But in volume 1, male lead here, who he's kind of like, kind of an outcast, but not really. He just kind of seems to feel like he's more of a shadow character than a sun character, if you know what I'm saying. He used to be friends with this guy when they were younger. When they grew up into high school students, this guy became super popular with everybody, while our male lead here stayed kind of a shadow character. And then we have our female lead here. She's so cute. She really has a crush on the popular guy, but she's very, very shy. So she asks our male lead for help. And it just complicated things happen. Popular guy thinks the female lead likes the male lead when really she likes the popular guy, and just a whole bunch of triangles. I did not love this one until the very last, like 2 pages. Loved the last 2 pages because it introduced the twist where it's like, oh, it's gonna be that kind of story. But up until there, I didn't like any of the characters really. I liked the popular guy, but I did not like the 2 leads at all, really. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to continue it. I have to sit on it. I might continue borrowing it from the library, but I might not. Moving on to the series that I liked, but I did not love. We have this one. It has the world's saddest anime adaptation or anime movie, which is Hotarubi no Morie. You might know this one. So, my reason that it's not in my I love this one pile is because this is an anthology book. There are 4 separate stories, I think 4, at least 4 separate stories in this one. The Firefly Forest, or whatever the English name is only one of 4 stories. It's the name of it though, and they're on the cover. So I assumed it was like a one shot of their story. It's not. It's very short. Their story, beautiful, touching, amazing, devastatingly sad. But the rest of the stories were just kind of okay for me. This is by the author of Natsume's Book of Friends. So I was expecting to love everything, so I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't. But Hotarubi no Morie was so good that it saved it for me. I just wished I liked the rest more. I feel like all of the stories needed to be longer to really like bloom, because they did all have a lot of potential. They were just pretty short. Where like it's like that happened so quickly. Like, what do you mean? Or like they ended on a kind of cliffhanger that will forever be a cliffhanger. My next read was Mechanical Mary or Mechanical Marie. I don't really know which one. This is by the author of that Yakuza romance that I really liked. Mairimashita to Iwasetai is the title. Doesn't have an English, unfortunately, but I really do like this author. Mechanical Mary is about, we have our young chairman, young heir to a family fortune. I think he's a chairman, but I don't really know. Either way, he's very rich and in a powerful family. Because of his status, basically every single human that's entered his life has tried to end his life. So he naturally has grown very suspicious of people, does not want anybody to get near him. He does not like people. What he does like is robots. So our female lead, Mary here, who is a human girl, is tasked with pretending to be a robot and working for him. Because she has such like strong, amazing physical capabilities, plus she has a very like one-note expression on her face basically at all times, she passes as a robot. And it just talks about their hijinks. It is a very funny series. It is fun. It is rather episodic, which I don't love, but I do think it's funny. So, like, I do wish it was more non-episodic. Episodic series aren't my favorite, but I still did enjoy it. Another one that I did really like, I didn't love it, is Sekai de Ichiban ani shitteru. This one is also by an author that I really like. They wrote Sagesumu Shisen ga saikou desu, something like that. This series is very, very funny. It is a high school, I don't even want to say it's a romance, but we have our female lead whose mother gets married and basically abandons her. And our male lead, that's just what I'm calling them. I don't think it's romance. It might be though, but our male lead whose father had already pretty much abandoned him. Their parents get married. Their parents tell them just live together. You can support each other. And so that's what they do. So they start living together the day they meet. They're like, "Hi, I'm your new stepsister, I guess. Can I move in?" And they begin living together. So he is a bit older than she is. She's a high school student. He is a university student who works as a host. And it talks about their kind of confusing relationship. He is already very, very familiar with talking and kind of subtly flirting with women, and she's not used to that at all. So their relationship is pretty entertaining because she's not used to dealing with guys at all, and now she's living with one. And though they're technically step siblings, they literally just met, so it doesn't feel that weird. But he does keep talking about how he sees her as family. Like, he loves his new little sister. His new little sister is so cute. Can't wait to see her grow older. So, like, if there is romance, I would like for him to stop referring to her as his little sister, but I do like it. It's a fun series so far, at least. My next one is Gannibal. Ugh. I borrowed this one from the library. I really liked this one, but again, I didn't love it enough to put it in my love it pile. Gannibal is about a cop and his wife and daughter who, for mysterious reasons, moved to a remote town. In this remote town, it's rumored that they eat people. There's cannibals everywhere. And the residents are really strange, like really, really weird. And they don't seem to like outsiders. They call the cop an outsider to his face. And like, if that was me, I would not be happy about that. Even if it's true, it's rude to call somebody an outsider to their face. But this series is a very interesting one. It is like a crime drama that focuses on like small village life where like everybody knows everybody. If you like walked your dog at 2 a.m., everybody in the town knows about it the next day. Kind of like you cannot escape the eyes of the small town people, which feels very realistic. So I really liked it. I don't know. I think I have to read on to really be able to fully enjoy it. I do think I will be adding this one to my collection. It's a Blaze manga. I've never heard of that, but I'm going to try finding it. And my last one for my okay pile is this one called Suzuki-kun's Mindful Life. I borrowed this from the library thinking it was BL. It is not BL. That's okay, just it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It took me a couple chapters to realize, like, oh, this is not BL. This one is so lovely. It is about our main character here called Suzuki, who, despite his, like, kind of scary, rough-looking demeanor, he's the sweetest little sweetie pie. He really likes gardening and baking and helping others, and it's just really nice. And it follows him as he ventures on into high school. He had a pretty traumatic time in middle school because he was bullied for being a sweetie pie, which is dumb. But now that he's in high school, he made friends that see him as like a really nice guy and he gets accepted and it's just really nice. I have heard people kind of talking about how this one might have an age gap romance and that's yucky. As a volume 1, there's no age gap romance. There might be a age gap crush. I don't really know yet. As of right now, I do think this is just a sweet story. And then moving on to I really liked these. I loved these. Starting off with volume 1 of It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love. This one is a dessert one, but I borrowed this one from the library. I did read volume 1 of this 3 years ago, I think, in Japanese. And it didn't catch me. I don't know why. But I read it again and I loved it. So I did already buy this actually. It's on its way to me right now. This one is a high school romance about a girl who falls in love with a boy just for his looks. And it's not like I want to date you kind of love. It's I want to look at your beautiful face every day kind of love. So she's able to make the difference. This boy is so handsome. He catches the attention of everybody. And because of that, their school like hires him to run their social media using his face. And they make a deal where if he is able to get them X numbers of followers, then he will not be expelled. There's a whole thing going on in the background. And he has no idea how to use social media. So he uses our female lead to help like boost the score. She basically takes over the account for him. And it's really funny because their school social media is literally, like you can see an example on the back. It's literally just pictures of him, which I think is really weird, but it's funny. It's a really cute series. I found it to be very, very fun. It is not serious at all. And usually I am not able to get behind the kinds of series where the girl falls in love with the guy because he has a nice face and that's it. Like we have In So Deep It's Love Already, I think is the English, where the female lead like sees the guy's beautiful face and asks if she could stan him to his face. That gave me cringe so hard. I had to put it down. I could not read it. So there is like levels that I'm able to tolerate. Thankfully, It Takes More Than a Pretty Face was like just enough kind of goofy embarrassingness that I was able to surpass it and I really enjoy it. My next read was volume 3 of Kamisama Kiss. I'm so surprised I was able to find this. I found this at the bookstore. I was not expecting to find it. This was the only volume in the entire series, and it was the volume that I needed. It was Kisbeck. So I read this one. I love Kamisama Kiss so much. This is a series, it's a high school supernatural series about a girl who inherits a shrine, becomes the god of that shrine, and adventures happen, is like the really small gist of it. In volume 3, we meet my favorite character, Mizuki. He's this little snake boy here. And it was just such a good volume. I will say, he is so much creepier in the manga than he was in the anime. It caught me off guard. I really did like it because I like a creepy character, but he was so creepy. It took me a second to get back on board. My next one was volume 6 of Fall in Love You False Angels. I'm not going to spoil anything at all about this volume, do not worry. This is a high school romance about our female lead here, who is like the school Madonna, is what she's referred to in English at least, where like she's beautiful and perfect. And on the student council with her is this boy here you can see on the cover, who is also beautiful and perfect. And a lot of things happen. There's a love triangle that happens. It doesn't get messy, but like there are a lot of emotions. There is a lot of callbacks to previous volumes in this one. And there's a lot of payoff in this volume as well. And that's all I will say. This was my favorite volume of the series so far. It was very good. My next read was volume 1 of The Princess Keeper. Incredibly upsetting. This is on hiatus in Japanese. So I think there's only 2 volumes out in Japanese. So when will the next English one come out? I don't know. I should have looked that up before buying it, but here we are. I bought this in English because I do have a couple series, or like I at least like having a couple series on hand that if I'm tired or if I don't really want to use my brain, I can just grab an English manga. So I like to collect a couple different series in English and then the rest in Japanese. And this seemed interesting and it was new and it's in English, so I picked it up. And now I'm a little bit upset, but putting that aside, I loved this so much. This is a series about a red witch who is very, very helpful to her community. She's very loved by her community, but there are still some people who are scared of witches. One day, she is invited to a like tea party at the royal castle's like cat house or something like that. And through a lot of mishaps, she is followed home by one of the cats. That cat just so happens to be this man on the cover here, the cursed prince. He was cursed to turn into a cat. Oh my goodness. And the series follows the two of them trying to break his curse. This was just so lovely. It was just so, so nice. If you like I Am a Witch Whose Crush Requested a Love Potion, is I think the English title, you will like this one. They're very different, but they're similar enough that I think if you like one, you'll like the other. I love both. 2 more. My next read was volume 6 of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Please do not comment any spoilers. I'm begging you. I'm on volume 6. 6. I know I am behind. I love this series more than I can say. This is definitely in my top 3 like all-time favorite manga series. I'm enjoying this so much. It has the perfect balance of cute and spooky. things are becoming a little more dramatic. Like the more every volume you read, it gets a little bit more dramatic. The stakes get a little bit higher, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Please don't comment any spoilers. Ah, I've had to deal with quite a few spoilers. I quit Twitter the other day because of spoilers. I have no tolerance right now for more spoilers. But volume 6 was probably my favorite of the series so far. There have been a lot of new information came out in this volume, and it was just very good. High emotions. I really liked it. This is a series, it's a supernatural series about a middle school with various supernatural happenings going on. There's the 7 mysteries, I think, where like each mystery is correlated with a certain supernatural being. The highest of all mysteries being Hanako-kun, who kind of governs the rest of them. And we watch as our group of main characters kind of deal with all of the rest of the mysteries, is how I will describe it. And moving on to my very last one is volume 3 of Tokoton Kuzuna Watarase nanoni. Volume 2 was my favorite of this series so far. I keep saying that. This was fantastic. The romance in this one was so good. So, I will say, in terms of themes and whatnot, this is a love triangle romance series where you do not know who's going to end up with who. That's all I'm going to say about that, going there. But this series follows a university student who moves from rural Hokkaido down to Tokyo to live with her brother. Turns out her brother, who is a very famous comedian, has a roommate who is also a famous comedian. And that's this guy on the cover. The comedian is kind of a womanizer, very, very, very much so a womanizer, and is very flirty with our female lead. And then the two of them kind of have a complicated relationship. That's all I'll say. And that was everything I read. I read most of my library pickups, which is good. I have 4 left, and I'll read them sometime this week. And then hopefully I'm back on track to doing 1 video a week at least. I just have to I got a new job, so I'm a little bit busier than usual, but once I get used to it and everything, then everything will go back to normal.